Hotel Timisoara, Romania.
Let's walk slowly. They work in the Mississippi area. Big southern houses from New York State with columns and plantation and religion over here, having 5 synagogues before the war. 3 are still in, let's say, more or less this shape. One is in use, it's not here, it's in a totally different part.
Synagogue.
The neighborhood, which is from here to the left, it's interesting that it has applied for any type of confession altogether, which is very rare. And I will point to what is very rare. The one in Banat, remember that was a place that we're speaking about, are much more tolerant than the one in Transylvania. Because Banat was mostly Catholics, that's interesting. Transylvania was mostly Protestant. So over here, Romanian, Hungarian, German, whomever I have, Slovakian, we don't have a nationality Austrian for my place. It's either Schwaben, yeah, either Ingubes. So all these types of Germans who live here together with Romanian, with Hungarian, with Jewish, actually has the same rights. Yeah? It's interesting because the whole city that you will see here, it started from 18th century. This city was like other European cities that you have never thought about it, under the Turkish occupation. Yes? Budapest, for example, I give you an example, was under the Turkish occupation from 1526 till 1683. In 1683, these wars that we've spoken before, when the Christian tried first to conquer, went down till Thessaloniki, and they were pushed back to the Danube line. And in 1683, that was the line between the Western world and the Eastern world. So they developed a multi-ethnic society over here, mainly led by the Habsburg. The Habsburg Empire was a very tolerant one. People generally make the similitude between the Habsburg Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, yes? No. The territories that they covered, it's the same. But the way how they rule the empire was totally different. Habsburg was just a family who was ruling without thinking about the nationality of the subject. Unfortunately, it was one of the Habsburg emperors called Sisi, you know, under the name of Sisi. And she fell in love by a Hungarian nobleman called Andrassy and pressed her husband, called Franz Joseph, to give in this Habsburg line more power to the Hungarian. So from a Habsburg way of leadership, you had it up an Austro-Hungarian way of leadership. It means it's not only the Habsburg family were a little bit above, only Hungarians and the Habsburg were a little bit above. That create a lot of problems in the mess of the other one. Yes, Serbian getting revolt, Romanian getting revolt, Jewish getting revolt, Galician, Polish, Czech, Slovakian, Slovenian, Croat. All of them say, how come that only that one? And that get it the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Yes, they tried at the end of the war to say it will do it once again, a confederation, but it was too late. Why I point it here? Because actually now we are going back in time. It means 17th, 18th century over here, yes, we'll move to Sibiu, which is 16th, 17th century, yes, then to Sighișoara, which is 14th, 15th century, and then we'll go to Brasov, where it's 12th, 13th century. So it's like a traveling in time, but we're traveling in time backside, backwards. That's it's an interesting way to see. That's why the architecture over here, it's an architecture at the beginning of the 19th century, let's say late 18th century, no, maybe early 19th century, late 18th century, where already the style has been transformed. If you look at the synagogue, even the synagogue, it's a neoclassic one. we will see it, you think that it's a Sephardic one, but not, it's an eclectic. You have different Moorish style, you have neoclassic style, yeah? This synagogue was serving the Jewish who were living together with the Catholics in the next square. A square that is not on your schedule, that's why you don't see. It's called the Union Square. The Unity Square, my fault. Unity Square. And that was the heart of Timisoara. Not the one that is on the other direction. The one on the other direction has been developed late 19th century, after 20th century. So we'll go here to see 7th, 18th, 19th century square. Yeah? And nearby where it's setting this red mark under construction, can you see it? It's something under construction. Yeah. That was the place where the Weissmuller family lived. Yeah, Weissmuller was not a rich Jewish. Yeah, the Johnny Weissmuller. I say it Weissmuller. I say it like you say it in German, like in Yiddish. Yes, Weissmuller. You say it Weissmuller. You've done it already, Americanized it. Yeah. So he was not part of a rich Jewish family. He was a shoemaker. That's why I tell him to working at a shoe fabric which was a little bit far away. And they emigrated when he was, I think, 17 or 16, quite big, because in Romania he already won the title of swimming for the Romanians. Then he went in United States and competed for the Olympics and became an Olympic one. Yeah? To understand the level of the city during that time I'm speaking, because now you see construction, some of them are not renovated. It will be interesting for you to see tomorrow, because this is an unrenovated square, yes? Tomorrow we will see one which is very Gothic and it is renovated. If you ask me, from my opinion, this is more beautiful because it has a much better combination of style. For example, can you ever believe that one of the architects from here, yes, who was a friend of Gaudi, worked with Gaudi and done together with Gaudi a project of a building over here. See which one. Can you find it? Which one is it? That one over there. Yeah, you see how it looks? It looks already, yeah, like, why? Because the guy was his student. Yes, it was Gaudi's student. And some people, we don't know exactly on the way when we'll eat as a gasoline stand, in the place where we'll eat as a gasoline stand, on the top of the hill was a place where the famous, I don't want to say prophet, the famous one who initialized the Unitarian movement, his name is David Ferenc, or David Francis, you know it under the name of David Francis, started this Unitarian church. He started to have a problem with John Calvin, and finally they burned it. Yeah, the Calvinists burned him on the top of the hill. The Unitarian church is quite known, especially in the bulk of Father of the Nation. You know, John Adams was, Thomas Jefferson, all of them were Unitarian. I don't know if George Washington, no, I don't think. No. He has no religion, yeah. But Adams was for sure. Benjamin Franklin was also Unitarian.
He was Quaker.
Yeah.
He was a Quaker.
You sure?
Yes.
That's okay. I will check it in the internet to be sure. I will give you the list of it. Yeah. Florence Nightingale. She was Unitarian. Yeah, no. She was Unitarian also. Bella Bartok was Unitarian. I'm just thinking to cover it all of this, and I will check it on the internet
Now, in
with
New
her.
York City, in St. Paul's Cathedral, there's a pew where George Washington's pew was Episcopalian, because that was the British.
Religion.
And Bela Lugosi?
Bela Lugosi, well, you know about Bela Lugosi, yes? You know his real name was not Bela Lugosi.
I know.
His real name was Bela Benedek, Hungarian, or Deac, I think you have it. But, guys, come on. His name Lugosi came from the fact that he was born in the city of Lugosi. The cities that you will see to St. George, yes? St. George has a very interesting explanation, and we will find him all over Romania. So his life is in a way a precious saint for the Romanian, not the most precious one, the most precious Christian saint for the Romanian is Saint Andrew. Because St. Andrew baptized, if I would have been a nationalistic, the Romanians. He baptized whomever he found here 2,000 years ago, yes? But actually he baptized this one. And the reason that's very important, why he baptized and he loves, in a way, in his said, this part of the Roman Empire territory. Because before Roman conquering the whole part of that territory, there was over here a population. If you very remember at the very beginning of our trip, I pointed you on a map in the History Museum. Southern Thracian, who are Greeks, and we act like the wolf. Which is the people of it's the wolf. Yes? So he came here and baptized the wolf one. And how we got to this wolf and how we got from the wolf to the dragon and the wolf dragon, we'll talk it on the way in the bus. Yes? But it's interesting that you'll see two major saints. One is Saint George, who is the liberator, and the other one is Saint Andrew, whose way of thinking probably fitted with the way of thinking of the locals. Wolves, the night of St. Andrew, when the lives and the dead are meeting together. I think probably that population almost assimilated him. Yes, like a new saint. Even now you have a cave where it's said that he started the baptizing the territory, huge pilgrimage place. 10 of thousands, 100 of thousands. I mean, I don't have Mexico, nothing compared with what you will see at the St. Andrew's Day over there. Line of 10 of kilometers of believers staying through their knee just to go inside the cave. Yes, things that you will not imagine in the middle of Europe in the 21st century. Now, officer club over there, yes, on this place. That's why you have different warriors. For example, you see, I told you about that Wolf Nation. So the last leader, the last king of the Wolf Nation, is that guy over here. No, we don't see it here. We see it only here to tell you. That street, it's going only where the water has flooded. Yeah, there was yesterday some when we passed the pizza, but 3/4 of you were sleepy, so I didn't want it to say. Just take a look at some. It became 100 years close to our time. Yeah, some of the buildings was bombarded during the Second World War. That part, you know, on the left side of the cathedral. Yes, and over there also they bombed it. And when the communists built it, they built it in a communist way. Yes. Sorry. This is the headquarters or the dean house of the Polytechnics of Timisoara. That's a university. Behind you it's your hotel, and it's the original building because the rest of the hotel is built it behind it. Yeah, so that's the original building. In front of us is the cathedral where I told you that was happened the events in 1989. So people coming from that cathedral. If you go there, they're under construction. There will be some steps, some stairs. So they put it down in front of the cathedral with the stairs. The army was located more or less where you have the statue of Romulus and Remus. You see, it's a wolf there with two twins. That was the army line, yeah? And they shoot it first in the air and then they shoot it down in the moment when the mobs to get the kids and put it in front. Yeah. So that's the place. Over there, it's a big cross and a monument, which is representing, we say, a kid falling down and embracing a cross. So one of you who want to go there and take the pictures, it's okay, you can take it, there is no problem. Sometimes you will see a mother's crying at the monument. If it's like this, please stay a little bit away, let her leave, this is a tradition. And after that, take the monument of the cross, yeah, because you never know, maybe it's a mother who actually killed its own son by doing this fact. So you have to understand the reaction. So please be gentle over there. Then I know it's nice sun and you like it. Let's say it because we are all here. 10:15 departure. Yes, it's okay. I can leave it in front of the hotel. Everybody. We all go with me. That's the hotel.
This statue.
In front of us is the hotel.